like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, hey, you're golden. Golden. Hey. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're glowing. Golden. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport here for the final round of the PS5 series. 11 drivers make the grid tonight. We hope to have a few more on the way as they come through the evening. But it is Silverstone. It is the home of British motorsport to cap off what has been a fantastic championship so far and what will be a fantastic finale, no doubt. I'm your host, Mathew Duffin. No Dan Davis tonight. He is away, so unfortunately you just stuck with me for the evening. But what a show we hope to have in store for you all. It's going to be a fantastic night's worth of racing, and it should be be an absolute cracking bit of racing. Even though there were a few drivers short, the racing should still be fantastic, and it proves to be a real challenge. We're currently into the qualifying session with 11 cars on that circuit, meaning that the drivers have got a big task ahead of them and have got the big challenge of making sure they get the job done in front of them then. So a big task in this qualifying session, and a big job to get the points, positions, podiums, places, whatever it is they need to finish where they are. Mathew, new to the championship this season, new to the championship for tonight. He is in and joins us in, or will join us in the on the track this evening. It's going to be great to see what he can do out here on this fantastic Silverstone circuit. A real classic track with absolutely fantastic corners, tricky sections. None other than those some maggots and Beckett's as Jekyll has just come through then on his first flying lap this evening. Obviously moving to the PS5 League in the new year. Probably a chance for new qualification periods. Probably a chance as well for new drivers, new teams. What kind of cars and manufacturers will we see on this grid next season? That is going to be the interesting one for us here then, as everybody comes through. Belter of a track indeed it is. Jay, good evening to Jay, good evening to Pierre, and good evening to Fury's granddad, to the Jekyll. Currently the man out there at the moment. Daz Automatic was setting the pace in practice. He is then just behind him on the circuit at the moment. He's got a bit of ways to gain at the minute, but he'll be picking up a little slipstream from the Jekyll, you'd imagine here, and Mathew's just behind as well. He'll be gaining a bit of a slipstream off of Daz Automatic. So just down the Wellington straight now as they come through Aintree. It'll be an absolutely masterclass to see what these drivers can do down here. And the biggest thing at the moment, still no championship leader in the lobby, meaning that PN Motorsport is in the box seat. Fury, server ain't anywhere for me. Tick the crossplay option, and then you should find it there. It was posted in the Discord for the drivers. So again, if the drivers are listening to the stream thinking, why can't I see the stream? The server, tick the crossplay option. As Mathew goes provisional pole from Daz by 0.8 of a second, the Jekyll P3. Here comes PM Motorsport, rounds the final corner of Woodcote. To the line, 5.8 off the pole, Gary 131. In last season's Jaeger Motorsport colours, he comes to the line now, and what's his time going to be? Goes P3 at the minute, 1.7 off the pole, car 69. That is the Mutts Nuts next to do so. So it's going to be interesting to see what Gary can do. Mutts Nuts goes P3, car 43 next. That is Smoky Devil, the race winner last time out back at Snetterton then in a fantastic race. As Fury is now in, so the championship leader is in, upping it to 12 drivers. Smoky Devil's just rounding this last couple of corners here. And we'll see what he can do as he comes through the pack, or through the grid at the moment. So Joe currently in the pits. He's not had time for the practice. He's only got 4 minutes to qualify, so we've really got to get out there. It could be putting Joe on the back foot at the moment in tonight's race. Smoky to the line, only goes 5th fastest now. Daz has got ahead of that's Mathew, in fact, behind, but they've both got ahead of the Jekyll. So Daz, who was setting the pace in practice, is he now going to try and be on for that top spot at the minute? He needs to find 8.5 tenths. Mutts Nuts only 8.7 behind. Sorry, 8.78 behind. So this is going to be an interesting one to watch as Daz comes into Brooklands and Lovefield now then. Fancied it tonight, was saying off air how he felt good around Silverstone, felt like the setup was in a good place, and felt like he was in a good place as well to really put on a good show here. Round Woodcote they come now. Daz to the line, takes the shortest route as possible. It doesn't improve at all there. In fact, 0.834 off the back. The Jekyll stays P6. PM Motorsport will be wanting to gain a bit of time. Can he find anything? Here he does. He finds at 1.4 seconds. What about Gary 131? 1.7 off the pace at the moment. Through Woodcote. He comes to the line. Bumps up into P3. Gets himself a better lap time. Hypertech then behind. He also crosses the line. No improvement for him. Car 69. That's the much nuts. 8/10, nearly 9/10 of a second off the back of Gary 131 at the moment. He comes to the line, now improves to within 4/10 of a second. Muchnuts putting on a good show at the moment in qualifying. He had great pace last week to finish second place. Championship standings though at the moment. In fact, we'll get into championship standings as we go through the formation lap on this race. I do believe it's a full formation lap. We've had to go back to the normal server instead of doing the invite only due to the invite-only server, sorry, apologies, not working at the moment. Oh, little wiggle there for Smoky Devil. Round Woodcote now. Currently 2.3 off the back of the leaders. Goes to within 1.7. Daz then back on a next lap. Muchnuts returned to the pits there, you see. As is PM Motorsport, he's stationary in the pits. PM only does a couple of laps in qualifying. He doesn't look to get the most out of the car. So PM will stay in pit lane probably for the rest of the session. Muchnuts is also in there as car 800 of Bombrill goes over the line to start one more lap. But for Daz, who's got Matix right behind him, Matix on another invalid lap here, but a 1:59.3 for Matix. Setting the pace so far. Did Daz just invalidate his lap? No, he didn't. Using all the curb and runoff over the curb at Woodcote, gets to the line now, goes within a 10th of Matix. Good lap from him. What about the Jackal? 3.1 off the back of Matix at the moment, and improves to 3 seconds of Matix now. Gary's lap time, no, Fury's lap time, he's on an out lap, but it is an invalid one at the moment. Where's Gary 131? He's just come out of pit lane. Gary's not going to get another lap time in. So Joe's only going to get one lap here. He's got to hope his tyres get up to pressure. Hypertech to the line. Goes P6 with one last run here. Smoky Devil will come to the line and will get one more run. Hypertech straight off at Cop's corner. He's done for the session. And so Gary probably out there for a little bit of testing here late on. But that is all he will get. In fact, Smoky Devil pulls off the road. He is also done. We're looking for car 800 now. That is Bombrill on a valid lap. So can Bombrill take that provisional pole position in this qualifying session at the moment? It's going to be a tough one for him. Lovely colour scheme on that Ferrari 296. We've also not seen the Cranky Duckhead on the circuit at the moment. He's out there, but he's not been on a valid lap. Car 31, that is the Cranky Duckhead. Still on an invalid lap. So invalidated it coming through Cops, I imagine. But Bombrill round Luffield now as he heads down towards Woodcote. Going to be interesting to see what he could do from here. To the line he comes. And Bombrill goes P9. Gets one more chance in though here. Daz Automatic still out there. He's got Matix right up his rear wing. This for pole position, really. It's the final lap they're both going to get. Here comes Daz Automatic. Is he up on his time? Matix just touched the gravel on the outside, then on the exit of Luffield. Over Woodcote they both go. Daz to the line. Does he improve? He does! And Matix beats him by 2/10. Oh, Daz has it snatched away from him at the very death here. 3.3 the gap now to Jackal. What can the Jackal do? Stays 3.3 behind. Fury, one shot he's had at his qualifying. Championship leader. Can he extend that gap with an extra point in this session? Let's find out now. Fury to the line. It is only P6. We now await car 21 of Flem Speed 1, who had good pace last week. Can he keep that good pace and that good consistency up for this race? Added a bit of white and black to the car. A few of the cars have changed colours this week, I've noticed. Daz took pole and then had it snatched away at the very end. Great lap that from Matix. Flem Speed 1 coming towards the line now. And gets towards the line. Now goes P9. Bit off the pace there for him. And we just await Bombrill, who needs to improve by 6 seconds. In fact, let's go on a lap with Bombrill. Here he is. He is up by half a second at the minute. So interesting to see the Bombril is up on his time. But it is going to be Mathew provisionally, you'd imagine, because that half a second, while he's 6 seconds off the pace, he's not going to be enough. So Mathew here will take his first pole position. In fact, his only pole position, because there's no more racing after this until the new year. But Mathew will take that P1. And there we go then. There you have it. That is qualifying. Mathew's P1 in this session. A great qualifying lap from him. Just at the death puts him P1. And if you actually look at that, that's interesting reading there. Mutsnut's fastest in the final sector, where Daz is losing 2 tenths. Daz then fastest in the middle sector, where Mutsnuts loses 7 tenths. And then Mathew's quickest in the first sector, where Mutsnuts loses 3 tenths, but Daz losing 13 or 17 thousandths of a second. And we're getting ready to go on the grid. There is Mathew getting himself ready. Daz automatic. They're Mutsnuts there. Gary 131. Smoky Devil. Fury P6. Hypertex P7. The Jekyll P8. Flam Speed 1's P9. With PM Motorsport P10. Bombril P11. Cranky Duckhead P12. So interesting to see here. We will change the camera angle because I believe it is full formation lap. Good evening to Fury's mum in the chat. Hope you're very well, Laura. But that is another pole position for the Porsche. So as the Porsche started to just drop off a little bit here, it now looks like it could be an interesting race
30 seconds.
For these drivers, because for all of these drivers, an hour around Silverstone is going to be a very, very tricky challenge for these drivers. It's not the easiest of circuits to get right, easy to make mistakes on and carry too much speed through the corners. And that is what we'll find out in a few moments' time, as there is only 20 seconds left for the drivers to get ready in this session. And let's see what these boys can do then. So for Porsche, that is pole position number 41 here at SimPlay Motorsport, now 4 behind the BMW. And the bonus is we don't actually have to press this. We can just find P1 and watch from there. We don't have to return to garage just yet. We can do all this good stuff. Right, now let's get a little poll out on the YouTube. Race winner. We always go with a top 4. But this week, I'm going to go... In fact, no, do you know what? Let's go top 4. Let's go top 4. Because I have a feeling Fury from 6th could be one to watch. Strategy could be a key. It all could be an interesting bit of watching, this could. So let's see what will happen here. Gary as well on British soil. Going to take for interesting viewing, this is. So it's Mathew's P1 from Daz. Then it's the Mutsnuts. Gary 131, Smoky Devil. Fury, Hypertech, the Jekyll, Flem Speed 1. PN, Bombril, Cranky Duckhead, bringing up the rear. 12 drivers. Get a vote in the chat for who you think will win this race. The last race of the season. Championship standings then look a little like this. It is Fury who leads the way, 48 points. He can win the championship if he scores 9 or more points than PM Motorsport. Cranky Duckhead is P3 with PM Motorsport second. DJ Phil 4th. Smoky Devil is P5 with the Mutsnuts in 6th. Dean is 7th with Hypertech in 8th. Monkey Boy 9th. Alpha Co CB 10th. Daz Automatic 11th. Gary 131 12th. Tech Leader 13th. Dean Wasocki 14th. Sven P15. Porto 16th. Green Wolfinator 17th. Flem Speed 1 18th. Mod Dot Legend 19th. Bombril 20th. Emikiddle 21st. The Jackal 22nd. And now Mathew's 23rd in this season. So it's going to be interesting to see what these boys can do as they come through onto the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight. Who will take the win? Now, 4 votes have been had at the moment, so that's 2 apiece for Gary and Mathew's here. Interesting reading, that. Interesting reading indeed. And as well, that adds a bit more success to Mathew, the first bit of success to Mathew in SimPlay Motorsport with his pole position. He's ties with Bossoff, Duffin, Shane and Plava, Utbar, Argent, Jay, Holty, Da Silva, Biggs, BT Targa, Welshie, Big Boy Brazier, all with one apiece. The most successful driver at Silverstone is Fury. 2 pole positions, 3 race wins to his name. Dan then with 2 poles and 2 wins. And then it's myself, Max Mulder, Smokey Devil, Sooty Apex with 3 achievements around this circuit. Obviously the circuit that started SimPlay with Peaceful Explosion winning the first ever SimPlay Motorsport race here at Silverstone. A fantastic result for him, one that he may not have expected. As they come down the Wellington Straight, double file will be called shortly. Fury aggressively warming them tyres up, you see there. Interesting to see who's got the auxiliary lights on their cars. Gary's got the green tint in his, so is the Mutts Nuts. Not seeing many other. Hypertech with a green auxiliary light, orange for PM Motorsport, not seeing a few others. But a very good evening to our viewers in the chat. Laura, Fury's granddad, Micro J's PM Motorsport as well. As we round the final corner then, double file will be expected. Daz will need to be alongside that of Mathew. And we are about to go racing for the final time. It is going to be an hours-long race here at the home of British Motorsport, Silverstone. And it's also going to be the final race of the season. We are about to be it's a long hold. It's a long wait. It's a long wait. But we are now green and go. Gary a little caught out of position there, maybe to Daz Automatic as they head down into Cop's corner. Daz around the outside and him and Mathew made contact a little bit. Mathew lost momentum. Daz leads this race from Gary 131. Fury's already on the attack on the outside of the Mutts Nuts. Now looking around the outside of Gary. Fury gets the job done on the Mutts Nuts. Hypertech has gone way off somewhere there. And all of a sudden it's gone horribly wrong. I think Hypertech may have kept it out of the wall. And he's... No, that was Daz, sorry, coming through there. So I'm not sure where Hypertech has dropped down to, but then Mathew is now coming past PM Motorsport. Fury's already made moves, so it's Daz who leads the way from Gary 131. His and Fury's battle renews once again. The Mutts Nuts is up to 4th with Smokey 5th. The Jekyll right on the back of him for P6 down the hanger straight. Already looking to make some moves here. Fury's having a look on Gary down in towards Club. He's not going to get it done up the inside there. He's a little too far back. Just bounces off the sausage curb a little bit. Maybe invites the Mutts Nuts in to have a look down the national pit straight here. And no can do. Flem Speed 1 now looking on the back of the Jekyll with PM watching on from the back. Hypertech doesn't look like he's got much damage to his car. Looks like he's managed to possibly keep it out of the wall. And that is fantastic for PM for Hypertech in this race. But it is Daz who leads, coming up towards the second sector time as he comes towards the loop now, where the tracks, the international and the national track, intertwine. And through towards Aintree, it's Daz who leads from Gary 131 by a second. Then it is Fury. The Mutts Nuts has dropped 2.3 behind. Flem Speed 1 has got past the Jekyll, gets a great run through Aintree. Has a look on the back of Smokey Devil now. Can't get anything done there. Fury's having a little look down into Brooklands. Flem Speed 1 trying to look up the inside, sneak up the inside of Brooklands. Great move that from Flem Speed 1. He moves up another place, gets it stopped for Luffield as well. PN trying to stick on the back of this pack. Hypertech has already cleared Mathew and Cranky Duckhead, and Hypertech is up into P10. He's already now looking on the back of Bombrill in his Ferrari 296. Through to Woodcote they come now. He's having a look. You can't overtake it, Cop, somebody famously once said. But Hypertech's going to have a look. He pulls out now, swings back in, thinks better of it. Now looks up the inside because Bombrill's gone deep. And that is a position for Hypertech. Bombrill gets a poor run. And where is Mathew? He's going to pick up the place as well. Cranky Duckhead not having a great race here in his Honda, but it is Daz who leads from Gary 131, from Fury, who set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. And that is obviously only the first lap of this race. Then it's the Mutts Nuts. Flem Speed 1 now running in a good P5. He's looking quick at the moment and he's clearing Smokey Devil. Smokey Devil doesn't look like he's got the pace around here at all at the minute. The Jekyll just dropping off the back of these with PM Motorsport as well. Hypertech now trying to get on the back of PM Motorsport. Mathew trying to come through. Mathew could be an interesting driver to watch in today's race. Cranky Duckhead looking to get on the back of Bombril. As Mathew hooks up the inside, bounces over the sausage curb into the side of Hypertech. Gives them both damage. Hypertech gives him a flash of the lights. Mathew returns the place. But all over the sausage curb there, and your pole sitter already on the back foot. Gary started to put daylight between himself and Fury, reeling Daz while he's at it. Flem Speed 1 really looking to get on the back of the much nuts now. It was 7.5 tenths last time around, or at the sector time, sorry. Gary's gap's gone back up. It's now half a second. What about the Jekyll? He's clearing PN. Will possibly now be clearing Hypertech with Mathew giving him that damage. Cranky Duckhead up the inside at Aintree. Great move from the Honda driver. Lovely done that from Cranky Duckhead there. Great to see. Mathew now looking around the outside into Brooklands on that of Hypertech. Can't get the move done. Has to sit and wait behind through Luffield. Flem Speed 1 gaining on the Porsche 992 of the Muchnuts, who was P2 last time out. Great strategy for the Muchnuts. Really was a good strategy. He's really gaining on the back of him here. Fury as well, bringing that gap back down to Gary. And look at him growing confidence in the BMW. You can tell every lap he drives this circuit. Daz the fastest time last time around. So good lap that from Daz. As PN has lost that to Mathew and Hypertech. But Hypertech has got past Mathew as well. Mathew has got past Hypertech, sorry. Gary back up to a second to Daz. Joe's got the gap down to 4 tenths. The Flem Speed 1, he's got the gap down to 2 tenths to Muchnuts. Good run through Stowe, and you could have a good opportunity looking up the inside in towards Club. He's not going to, though. Fury follows through. Gary just clatters the curb a little bit there. That'll excite Fury a little bit, but Gary gaining on Daz as well here. So a good fight for Daz in this race. Could be a good learning curve. Hypertech trying to stick to the back of Mathew. PN's down in 10th now, well ahead of the Cranky Duckhead and Bombril, sorry. As Gary's lost out massively to Daz. Fury looking around the outside of Village. Can't get the move done there. Now he's going to have a look at the loop. Gary's a wise defender. It'll be wise to Fury's tactic there. Fury looks like he lost a bit of momentum. Coming through Village. On the run now towards Aintree. Flem Speed 1, where he got the look on Smokey Devil and got the job done. Smokey very wide in the background on the exit onto the Wellington Straight. Flem Speed 1 not close enough to the Muchnuts just yet. As Hypertech still looking to catch Mathew. And Daz just ebbing and flowing a little bit. Look, Gary's back onto the rear wing of Daz automatic then, taking Fury with him as well here. 9 tenths was the gap coming towards Aintree. Fury's got a good run through Woodcote there then. He's never going to have a look into Cop's corner. No, he doesn't. Gap back down to 6 tenths of a second to Gary 131. Now Fury's going to have a look at Maggots and Beckett's. This will be a brave move from Joe. Gary going to try and hang it around the outside. Joe all over the grass. They're still side by side. Still side by side. Now Joe gets in front a little bit. Gary's still there. Has to break a little sharper for the final part of Beckett's. What a committed move from Fury there then. And a great overtake. And Gary now drops behind. Good evening to Benedict Varga in the chat. That was a great move from Fury to put him into P2. So let Daz get away a little bit. Flem Speed 1's dropped off the back of the Muchnuts here. His gaps just start to form. You see a bit of bodywork damage on the inside of Daz's car there, look. That must be from when Mathew and him had a bit of contact at turn 1. Mathew within 9 tenths of the Jekyll now. And Gary looking to come back at Fury. Through Club down towards Abbey for the 3rd time. As Fury just seems to get a better bit of momentum through the corners. Gary though really pushing hard to get on the back of Fury and take that place back. Flem Speed in the Muchnuts, they've just quietened down a moment. The Jekyll, where's Mathew? Mathew has got past the Jekyll, and now Hypertech is all over the rear wing of the Jekyll here. So Hypertech fancies himself, having a bit of a look. Is he going to have a look into Luffield? He's getting closer. He pulls out now, does Hypertech. But waits, thinks better of it. Not going to make the move there, he's not. Flem Speed 1 closes that gap back up to the Mutznuts. Gary's closed that gap back up to Fury out front as well. Just a little all over the curve there is Gary through Maggots and Beckett's. There was a car off. Daz is off. So Daz has messed up Maggots and Beckett's. Fury takes the lead. Gary takes second place. Well, I wonder what happened to Daz there because he's royally messed that one up. Fury's been gifted this race lead from P6 on the grid. Flem Speed 1 trying to come back again at the Mutznuts. Got back towards half a second. While Hypertech still lurking on the back of the Jekyll at the moment. Do we expect Fury now to be able to just sail off into the distance and win this race? It looks pretty easy for him. Yeah, they come then around Abbey Corner. Hypertech looking all over the back of the Jekyll at the moment. Oh, just clips the gravel there. Seems to unsettle the car a little bit there. Fury's got a gap of 1.6. Flem Speed lost out as well to the Mutznuts. Matek's going to be interesting to see his gap to Smokey, whether it comes down or extends. He looks like he's got good pace even with damage to the front of his car. As does Hypertech, to be fair. Brooklands and Luffield, they come through. Lovely part of the circuit, very easy to get wrong and just carry too much speed in, but it's done well from the Jackal. Gap still at 0.3. I don't think that's really going to change much here. Yeah, just extends a couple of hundredths, nothing massive. Flem Speed 1 now has dropped 2.4 seconds to the Mutznuts. In fact, Smokey Devil is now within close proximity. I'm just watching this of Hypertech and the Jackal then. Is this the closest fight on circuit at the moment? Gary's lost out to Fury. Fury is checking out up front. And Daz back within 0.6 of Gary, 131 then. The Mutznuts doesn't really have an answer for the front three. But it is the Jekyll who is just being able to easily withstand the pressure of Hypertech. Hypertech loses a bit of time. Let's go back to Daz and Gary. There's the front three, then there's the Mutznuts appearing in fourth, Flem Speed 1 appearing in fifth, Smokey Devil sixth, you see there in the background, and Mattix we just see come into screen. What happened to Daz though with Maggots and Beckett's? That's going to be the interesting one for me. As he was having good pace, he was keeping the gap to Fury, and then was just off across Maggots Beckett's. Well, he couldn't answer back. 0.699, it's 0.644 now. Daz to get Gary to Daz. Hypertech still looking on the back of Jekyll. PN can't really get caught up in this. He's just not really being able to catch. Matic's not being able to catch Smokey. And Flem Speed 1's going to have to try all over again to get on the back of the Mutznuts here. They come through Cop's Corner once again. Absolutely fantastic racing from these boys at the moment. It's great to see such good battles. Obviously, it's just quieting down for the moment, for the meantime. But you know, this is what these racing's all about. It's all about that endurance side, the 1 hour side of the race, in which Fury's got a 2.4 second lead already Daz now starting to attack Gary once again here. They come down Vale in towards Club. Nothing can be done there. Gary bouncing all over the sausage curb. Smoky Devil's coming back on Flem Speed 1. So clearly his BMW's coming to him. But damn, Fury checking out and Daz getting very close to the back of Gary. Hypertech has lost out a good 1.3 seconds to the back of the Jekyll. Good pace from Daz tonight. We know Fury's on the fastest lap of the race at the moment. Let's just go back down to Flem Speed and Smokey. In fact, what's happened to Smokey? Because now he's lost out to Flem Speed. He's now got Mathew right up the rear wing of the M4, a Porsche 992. Having a real look on the back of Smoky Devil now, and he pulls out towards Brooklands and Luffield. Here comes Mathew. Backs out of that move. Cranky Duckhead has got himself past PN. What pace would Mathew have had he not had that earlier incident? Through Woodcote, start laps 8 of this race, lap 7 of this race. Mathew, fastest lap of the race. That shows you the pace that Mathew has got underneath him at the moment. Fastest lap, takes that point away from Fury as well. Sweeping through all Maggots and Beckett's through Chapel onto the hanger straight. He looks to tuck underneath. Does he get that run underneath? I don't think he did. He was on the gravel for a bit of it. He missed out in that run there, did Mathew. Down the hanger straight they come now. Whoa! Tries to be as late as he dares on the brake. Smoky Devil bounces off the grass. Mathew has to avoid him. Keeps his foot in even though he went off track there. And does he let Smokey have it around the outside? He lets Smokey keep hold of the position. So good stuff from Mathew then. Gary 2.2 to Fury. We know Fury's got a mistake in it, but there he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Mathew and Smoky Devil fighting in the background as Mathew is going to have a look. Is this going to be a look in towards Abbey? No, he's not. Backs out of that. Thinks better of that one then. Now maybe through Farm. No, stays to the outside line in towards Village. Tries to get the undercut underneath. Oh, he's in the sausage curb. He's let Smokey go. But he bounces off the sausage curb. Hypertech right on the rear wing of Jackal as well. So Jackal didn't get a good run through the link. Now towards Aintree. Hypertech all over the back of him. Ferrari versus Ferrari. The difference is Hypertech's front end is a little bit smashed in. And down in towards Brooklands, look, Hypertech just doesn't have the legs to get the job done. Gary to Daz, 2.8. He's actually brought the gap down, though, to Fury as Gary. So it's 1.6 Fury to Gary. Then it's Daz, much nuts with Flem Speed gaining on the back of him. Mathew still looking to get past Smokey. Hypertech still looking to get past the Jackal. Oh, there's a big cloud of dust being kicked up there. Not sure who that was. Nobody's been off. Daz looks a little closer to these two, actually. Fury's extended his gap again back out front. But for the much nuts at the moment, you know, he's had to withstand some pressure of Flem Speed for a lot of this race so far. So through Club they go now. There's Fury, there's Gary. Daz, much nuts, Flem Speed 1. Back down to Smoky Devil and Mathew. They're still having a good scrap. Good little ding-dong here. Mathew's having a look again up the inside into Abbey. Should be the outside then for Farm. We'll set him up for Village nicely though, if he can keep a nose in. He does keep a nose in. He goes up the inside at Village. Doesn't hit the sausage curb this time. And Smoky Devil has to yield that position. Going to try and come back at him underneath the link. Gets alongside, he's going to have that inside line for Aintree. Smoky Devil putting on a masterclass display here. Wide goes Mathew, carries the momentum, and even with all that damage on the front of his car, he's not letting this hold him up at all. Mathew looking up the inside, no can do. Hypertech has passed the Jackal. Flemspeed 1 once again losing out on the back of the Nuts here. So good little scratch. Gary's got the gap back down to 2 seconds out front. He's really started to drop Daz, though, is Gary. Now, the Nuts has got past Daz. Didn't see what happened to Daz. He looked like he made a mistake through Maggots and Beckett. It's not sure, but the Nuts is now through. Daz now defending from Flemspeed 1, who's going to be up the inside at Stowe. Daz having a look. Flemspeed backs out of that one then. Smoky Devil and Matic still going at it. Hypertech's going to want to be closing them down, but Daz has now dropped to 4th. Nuts onto the podium here. So just looked away to my computer screen for 1 second. As the Jekyll's actually saying now that he's back out of Hypertech. He is back out of Hypertech. Hypertech is coming under the clutches of the Cranky Duckhead, but the Nuts has now got himself past Daz and past and stayed ahead of Flemspeed 1 and puts that car between him and Flemspeed 1. Daz now going to have to take the attack of Flemspeed. And Fury once again out front extends that gap to 2.2 seconds, so has it down in 2.3 the gap is now. Matic's ahead of Smoky Devil, so Smoky Devil just doesn't have the pace here. Cranky Duckhead, has he got past Hypertech? No, he has not. He's dropped behind a little bit. Pit window is open for 20 minutes. Just got to come in and stop the car, pretty much. Nuts, Flemspeed and Daz, they all stay out, as did Fury and Gary. Tricky pit lane, Silverstone, because the pit board is so far down, you don't actually see it coming. Matic and Smoky Devil stay out. Jekyll looks like he's going to come straight in. Indeed, he does. Hypertech and Cranky Duckhead stays out. Will PM Motorsport look for that undercut? No. Nope, stays on his way. What about Bombrill? Doesn't look a Ferrari circuit here. Yes, Hypertech seems to have a bit of pace. Bombrill in. So Bombrill, the only man in to do is stop. Now look at this fight. Nuts, Daz and Flemspeed 1 all going at it. Flemspeed just has to avoid the back of Daz there. Manages to do so well. Jackal's done his pit stop. He's already away. Bombrill not yet at his pit box. That's how long this pit lane is. But the Nuts coming under pressure from Daz. Daz being put under pressure from Flemspeed 1. It's turning into a lovely little scrap. Daz having a look at the inside. Nuts just leaves the door open an inch. Daz will take every inch he can find. Where did the Nuts go there? He ran a little wide on exit of the link. That could give Daz a bit of a run down the Wellington straight now through Aintree. Tell you who has got a run. That is Flemspeed 1. He's looking all over the back of Daz Automatic's rear wing. Pulls out now, he's going to try and box Daz in with the Nuts. Boxes Daz in. Oh, he gets both of them! What a move from Flemspeed, goes a little deep. There's a bit of door rubbing between him and the Nuts. And Luffield then. And Flemspeed 1 will keep hold of the position. Will get both positions. Daz and the Nuts both into the pit lane. Oh, that was close for Nuts here. Oh, Daz has hit him! Daz has hit him on pit entry. Gary's also in. Daz has hit the Nuts. Matix is in. Hypertech is also going to box a lot of the grid boxing here. Cranky Duckhead stays out. What about PN? But a great move from Flemspeed. Daz and the Nuts just having a bit of a tangle together there. Slow, long pit lane for Daz. Does he repair the damage that we can see? No. Gary's already away, so he's done and dusted. He's gone. He's out of there. Matix, Hypertech surely are repairing the car. Hypertech says no, he's not. Daz is now away. Mutsnuts has now been jumped by Hypertech. And Hypertech now right on the rear wing of Daz Automatic. So Matic's still not dropped. Mutsnuts still not dropped. Matix is dropped now. Mutsnuts still in there. PN coming through. He's coming up to P5. Fury's just gone through Aintree in towards the link. Now he's coming up to Aintree. In a world of his own, is Fury. Really is in a world of his own. Close speed one, great double overtake on that last lap. Currently sitting in P2. He's having a fantastic race. He's been good to watch. Last week and this week, the 2 races he's done, been good value for money for Speed 1. Smoky Devils P3 with Cranky Duckhead 4th, PM 5th. They're the top 5 that have not pitted. Gary is technically the leader of the pit runners. So for Gary here, it's all about undercutting Fury then. Hypertech is out of the pits. He's 6 tenths off the back of Daz Automatic. Where is Fury? Stays out for another lap. What about Flem Speed? Yep. Smoky, yep. Cranky Duckhead. We'll wait and see. Yep. PM Motorsport. PM through Luffield. Looks like he keeps a tight exit there. He's PM boxes. So PN can possibly see that Gary's catching him, and he's going to dive straight into the pit lane here, is PN. Doesn't want to take any chances. He's going to risk it by coming into the pits. Gary then, lead car who's pitted. Daz Automatic, since his stop, he's got Hypertech right behind him, and Hypertech here having a great race. Jekyll not far behind as well, so I'm not sure what's happened to Daz. Did Daz repair damage? Is it just slowing him down, his aero performance? Even though Hypertech looks like he's got worse. Through Cops, Daz not having to defend, but just having to be wary of Hypertech. Well, Hypertech's made some overtakes today. He's got a good bit of presence to be known. Daz led the race, made that mistake at Maggots and Beckett, made 2 mistakes really. That's what cost him behind the Mutsnuts, who's down in 11th, behind Matix, Jekyll and Hypertech. He's got a lot of work to do again. Bombrill's done his stop. Where's Fury on the track? He's coming towards Brooklyn and Luffield now. Matix still got that fastest lap of the race, but Joe, we know Joe at times loves to go a little longer into that middle stint of the race and change the tyres, so he has 2 30-minute stints on his tyres. He's going to box now, though. So Fury's in. Fury not taking any chances, and into the pits he comes. Good stop needed for Fury here. Flem Speed 1 will take the lead of this race. Smoky Devils coming round. Long old pit lane this. Smoky gonna box as well. So what about the Cranky Duckhead? Where's Gary? He's halfway down the Wellington Straight. Fury's only just stopped. He's up for a 30-second pit stop, so he is going to change his tyres. Cranky stays out. Gary at Brooklands and Luffield now. Fury's not away. I think Gary's pulled a cracking strategy here, you know. Gary is going to be the net leader of this race. The Smoky Devils in. Joe still not away at the minute. Daz is coming through Brooklands and Luffield, and Gary takes the lead of this race. And Gary 131 hasn't won since Kyle Army and the Ginettas in the GT4. Leads this race. Fury is away. He's not yet off the limiter. Where's Daz? Coming through Woodcote now. Fury's off the limiter now. Daz, I tell you what, could have Fury here. Comes through Cop's corner. Where is Joe? There is Joe. And Daz may not believe what he's seeing as he comes in towards Cops. Is he going to be up the inside of Fury? No, he's not. Joe manages to close the door on that one. And Daz does not get through. The thing for Fury, though, he's got to get them tyres back up to temperature. Daz will already have nice tyres underneath him. Smoky Devil in. PM pitted. Comes back out 11th. So it is Fury, Daz, Hypertech, the Jekyll, not far behind. Drive-through penalty for Smoky Devil, speeding in the pit lane. Well, that's put an end to his race. And really, an end to his season. Daz looking up the inside of Joe, who had a little wiggle on entry into the corner. Daz looking racy now. Where's Flem Speed 1? Coming down towards Brooklands and Luffield. We're going to watch this fight between Fury and Daz a moment, with Hypertech in the mix. So Fury, been in the thick of the battles. Oh, that didn't look right from Fury out of first part of Vale. Race leader through Luffield. Hypertech has a bit of a slide on exit of Luffield. And I believe Flem Speed 1 carries on his way. He's lapped Bombril, but obviously Bombril has pitted. Flem Speed 1 has not. Gary, 13 seconds behind Cranky Duckhead, who is going to stay out. Joe to Gary, 17 seconds. So with 13 minutes left, could be an interesting race this for Fury to once again, like at Donington Park a few weeks ago, if you remember, folks. He chased Gary down, and on the last lap of the race, he beat Gary in the wet. Easier to make mistakes in the wet. Gary in the dry could be a different thing. Right, Daz just hasn't stuck with Fury. And he's now got Hypertech on the back of him still. Hypertech, with that damage to the front end of his car, he's had a good race to be fit. Got good pace today as Hypertech. Just a shame he's got that damage early on. Mathew trying to get on the back of the Jekyll. Fury already down 16.4, so he's pushing like a man possessed already. Oh, Daz just bouncing over the curbs at Maggots and Beckett's, kicking up a bit of dust, is Daz there. Won't want to do that too much. Smokey comes in for his drive-through. Oh, that could be another one. Oh, that was tight. That could be another one. PN goes through for P10. And Bombril won't get Smoky Devil. It is only a drive-through, but that could be another close one. Halfway through the race now. Top two still yet to pit. And Hypertech's on the back of Daz. Let's keep our eyes on Smoky Devil. Does he clear his drive-through, or does he get another one to his name? Don't forget, if you're new here, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell to be notified. Drive-through cleared. So he did get it slowed down at the end. Back to Daz and Hypertech. Fury's already gapped him. Daz looks like he's starting to pull away from Hypertech now. Daz to Flem Speed's going to be an interesting one. Has Flem Speed done enough to get himself net P3? Cranky Duckhead trying to come into this race on strategy and strategy alone. As Flem Speed carries on his way. What about Cranky? Obviously, the new PS5 season will be coming to SimPlay Motorsport in the new year. So keep your eyes out on SimGrid, or join the Discord. Look out on the sign-up pages for that one. We will monitor your sign-ups and see who signs up through them. Obviously, a qualification period will be needed. That was a car off. I believe that's Bombril, yeah. Off at Maggots and Beckett's. So a learning curve for Bombril today, maybe. Just not at it. Not been at the races. And an interesting fight for the final couple of positions here in this championship. Hypertech still within 7 tenths of Daz, so still is within shout of Daz, but not, you know, just needs that extra bit of something to get the job over the line. He just looks to be making a couple of mistakes. Fury, by the way, has got the gap down to 14.1, so Fury absolutely flying at this stage of the race. On an absolute mad mission is Fury at the minute. Right, gap opened up to 1.2. Gary's 11 seconds off the back of Cranky Duckhead. Flem Speed 1 is in the pits. Joe's got the gap down to 13.4, so Gary will take the lead of this race. In fact, Cranky Duckhead will take the lead of this race. Gary will take second place. What pit stop will be for Flem Speed? He's in. Stationary. Joe's coming through Luffield now. Long hold this for Flem Speed. Is it a change of tyres for the Porsche driver? So here comes Fury. Here comes Daz now. And Hypertech. So this will put Daz pretty much net P3. Fury, fastest man out there. He's flying at the moment, is Joe. 13.1 to Gary. 26 minutes left. Flem Speed 1 still not moving yet. He's just been dropped. Unless that was just my screen. No, he's been dropped. Hypertech through. Mattocks through. The Jekyll has gone through. The Mutz Nuts is coming. Flem Speed 1 will come out though. P8. So the overcut really did not work for him there. Smokey down in a lonely 11th place. 17 seconds off the back of PN. Fury 12.3 to Gary. And it is just the Cranky Duckhead left to pit in this race. Changed the colour scheme of his Honda. And it is just Cranky to pit in this race. Now, we said that Flem Speed 1's strategy didn't work. This will put Cranky Duckhead around PM Motorsport, I imagine. You hear Gary's Porsche braking into the Link and then Aintree. Just getting closer is Gary. 9.5 the gap now. What about Gary to Joe? Because that gap's been tumbling down at the moment. It's down to 11.8. Fury is flying. Fury is a man on the mission. Cranky Duckhead still doesn't pit. So it's Cranky from Gary with Fury P3. Daz is fourth. Started to pull away from Hypertech now. Matic's trying to catch back up to Hypertech. Them two had a bit of a collision earlier in the race. The Jekyll's P7. Not had the pace of last week. Flem Speed 1 is P8. Gone long in his pit stop. Reckon he's changed tyres there. So we'll see what pace he's got towards the end of this race. Mutsnuts 5.3 off the back of him. Then it's PM Motorsport, Smoky Devil and Bombrill Racing. But Cranky Duckhead, you know, didn't set a lap in qualifying, by the back of the grid. Not really worked his way through the pack. He's mainly got here because of everybody in the pits. Where will this put him? On a committed overcut, he could probably get one more lap in. If not 2 laps at a squeeze. You've got to be in the pit lane before that pit window shuts, let's not forget. So, at a squeeze, Cranky Duckhead could be, you know, in for another 2 laps to extend maybe that bit of a gap. Gary's got the gap down to 8.7. Fury only 11.1. So Gary's pace starting to match Fury's a little bit closer because Fury's not took as big a chunk out of him. Flem Speed 2 seconds off the back of the Jekyll. Keep our eyes on that for a fight developing. But let's see if Cranky Duckhead pits this lap. It's going to be a crucial one for Cranky. Absolute crucial one here. 8.4. You just see Gary in the background there. 11.1 it was for Gary to Fury last time around. It's 10.2. So Fury took 9/10 out of Gary in that middle set to 10.2 with 23 minutes left. Could be in for a good fight. End of this race. Cranky now pits. Right. So Cranky in. What's his pit strategy going to be? Is it splash and dash or is it a change of boots? Have fresh boots at the end. Gary is going to take the lead of this race. Fury will be net second place. Or will be second place, sorry, we'll take that quite easily. Daz will come through and be P3. So there goes Fury. Here comes Daz. Cranky's just stopped now, he's stationary. There goes Daz. Here comes Hypertech with Mathox. The Jekyll then coming now. Cranky Duckhead gone. Good stop from Cranky. Mattocks has gone through. The Jekyll won't. Cranky Duckhead, well, he jumps 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, 5 cars if you can't Smoky Devil. He was behind PM Motorsport, to do believe, before the pit stop. So good stop there for the Cranky Duckhead. Comes out P6. And Matic's gaining on Hypertech. Fury has the gap down to 9.3 to Gary. 21 minutes left, just over. So a long way to go for Joe. He wants to look after these tyres though. He doesn't want to get these tyres all bothered. Needs to make sure he brings these home. Here's Hypertech. Bit of damage to the front of his car, you can see there. That was due to an earlier incident with Matic's behind him. Oh, little wide. Track limits will be coming up in play there. Matic's flying. Now, if he's not repaired his damage, what would he be doing in this race? Because he had fastest lap earlier with the damage. Joe's now got fastest lap since changing tyres. Flem Speed 1 on the back of the Jackal. No, he's not. He's now in front of the Jackal. We're watching this fight for 4th place. Gap down to 8.7 between the leaders. Hypertech, whoa, that's a very interesting line there to go defensive. Well, it came right across the circuit there, did Hypertech. Matix doesn't want anything to do with that. You see Cranky Duckhead in the background with Flem Speed 1 gaining on him. Oh, Matix, was that just a little tap up the rear wing of Hypertech's Ferrari? Little wiggly all over the curve. Joe's got the gap down to 8.2 now. Hypertech already defending that inside line of Cops. Really making sure that Matix works hard for this. He's going to look around the outside of Cops, is he? He's going to try and look around the outside of Cops. This could be brave. They lean on each other slightly. And it's Matix who will have the inside line then for Maggots. That is a fantastic manoeuvre. Right around the outside of Cops. You can't overtake there, says Christian Horner. But Matix proving him wrong. Right around the outside. Great manoeuvre that from the Porsche 992 driver.
Pit window is now
absolutely fantastic. Pit window's closed, but everybody has made their stop. Now then, Cranky Duckhead's got to come under some pressure from Flem Speed 1. Clearly, the Porsche is having a good day around this circuit. Doesn't seem to be suiting the Ferraris. 5th, 8th, 10th and 12th. 7.6 seconds, or 8.6 seconds back to Flem Speed 1. He's the next Porsche that'll put Hypertech under any pressure. $19 minutes left. Gary to Fury down to 7.1 seconds. Joe is absolutely motoring at the minute. But at nearly 2 minutes a lap, you know, catching's one thing, passing's another. At 2 minutes a lap, what we're looking at, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Just shy of 10 laps. About 8 to 9 laps left in this race. So catching's one thing. Passing will be another. Flem Speed 1, those caught onto the back of Cranky Duckhead. And I reckon this will be an interesting move. Down the Wellington Straight, still no closer. Hypertech's already lost out to Matix. And it's being caught by Cranky. And by that then of Flem Speed 1. Much nuts on the back of the Jekyll. So a few battles developing after the pit stops then. Oh, what's happened to Cranky? He's off. Did he get a tap? I don't think so. There doesn't look to be any damage. He rejoins just as Much Nuts was possibly thinking of pulling out on the Jekyll. So Cranky, off he goes. Jekyll and the Much Nuts. Much Nuts around the outside at Cops. Yes, he does. So 2 Porsches round the outside of a Honda, of 2 Ferraris at Cops corner. What a move from these Porsche drivers. Cranky Duckhead now work to do. Smokey's under 10 seconds to PM. And Fury flying at the moment. He's 5.9 to Gary. There's Gary. There's Bombrill, the back marker. And then there's Fury. So Fury's coming at the moment for Gary 131. What a move, though, from the Much Nuts. As well as Matix. Now for the Much Nuts. In fact, now for Flem Speed 1, really. Can you catch Hypertech? Cranky Duckhead trying to gain on the Jekyll. Jekyll trying to gain on the much nut still. 5.8 the gap out front. Fury's on an absolute mission at the minute. He has got a back marker coming up. So Joe will want to clear this back marker as quick as possible of Bombril. Bombril will want to comply here as well. The more that Joe sits behind him, the more he gets held up. Bombril straight out of the way. 5.4 Joe to Gary. I'm sure a flash of lights there from Joe to say thank you to Bombril. Got out of the way when was safe to do so. Gap's just fanning out a little bit. 16 and a half minutes. The thing is, we've seen Joe push and push and push and just make the odd mistake here and there. 4.8 the gap. So Joe is motoring. And I imagine if we go on Gary, we'll be able to see Fury coming down Vale in towards Club. There he is. So Gary needs to get a shift on here. Needs to start to match that pace of Fury. To either maintain the gap or just expand it a little bit. There is Joe, look, 4.8 still. And with 15 and a half minutes left in this race, Gary's got about, what, another 40 seconds left of this lap. So he'll be under 15 minutes by the time Gary gets the checkered flag, I'd imagine. If not just over. So it's possibly another 7 laps, 6 laps, depending on. Gary 4.3 ahead of Fury now. So Gary's middle sector looks good. It's that first and final sector Gary's struggling in. Through Luffield. Down the start straight. Cranky Duckhead within 4.1 of the Jackal. There's that fight. Smoky Devil in 8 seconds of PM Motorsport. Bombril not really in this race at the minute. Joe 3.9. Over the start line that was. 14.38 left to go. Gary doing everything he needs to at the minute to lead this race. Control the pace is what he's doing. He's doing a good job of it so far, to be fair. Never easy leading a race, but Gary proving it can be done. So 3.9 was the gap. Last time it's only 3.7. So Gary just started to match Joe maybe in that first sector. .15 seconds back to that as well. These two have just gone. Matic's trying to gain on him. Flem Speed 1 within 3.8 of Hypertech now as well. So Matic's gaining on Daz. 3.7, that gap out front. There is Daz. There is Matic's. So not far at all. Cranky Duckhead within 1.6 of the Jackal. There's that fight. Gap's come down another 2/10. So Joe not massively taking chunks out to Gary this lap, just chipping away at the moment. Is Joe. Just chipping away ever so casually. Well, I think that's all Joe needs to do at the moment. He doesn't need to be taking massive amounts of time. I think Matic's down to 2.1. Cranky Duckhead 1.6. That could be even closer now. It looks even closer for the Cranky Duckhead. So he's looking like he's got some good pace at the moment. It's whether or not the Cranky Duckhead can get that move done on the Jekyll. He didn't seem to have any pace really in the first part of this race, but has really woken up since the pit stops. And look at that, yeah, within 7/10 of a second and getting closer. Joe's now got the gap down half a second at the end of that lap. Flashing is the Cranky Duckhead on the rear wing of the Jekyll. Fury, though, has that gap down to 3 seconds, so we'll start to see Gary getting larger and larger in his mirrors. Mattix 1.6 to Daz, so Daz coming under some pressure now for that final podium spot with 12 minutes to go. About 6 laps after this. Back to the Jekyll and Cranky Duckhead though. Cranky Duckhead takes a racing line. Was that Hypertech off? It was. Now, does he have more damage? He wasn't near anyone. Flem speed's gone through, so's the Mutt's nuts. The Jekyll coming through now, so Hypertech. Don't know if he's got any more damage, but a big off there through Maggots and Beckett's. Smoky Devil as well. He's another one who's just struggled for pace tonight. Race winner at Snetterton. Just not been the same. Cranky Duckhead very, very wide out of Stowe. Gaps down to 1.9 for the lead of this race. After Sector 2. Joe can see Gary getting bigger. As we enter the final 10 minutes of this race, we're currently watching the battle for 8th and 9th between Cranky Duckhead, between the Jackal and Cranky Duckhead. Hypertech 6 seconds up the road. He's just had a big moment at Maggots and Beckett's. Don't know what happened. Mattix has dropped off the back of Daz again. .5 at the start line, Joe to Gary. Cranky's lost a bit of time here to the Jackal as well. That's opened back up to 1.3. Let's take a look at the leaders. That's 1.6. So Gary just gains a tenth through Sector 1 now. Joe won't want to make any mistakes at all here. Oh, not like that. Not like that from Gary 131. Bunny hopping over the sausage curbs there. That'll light up Joe's eyes. And the 992 just struggling. Cranky Duckhead trying to get that gap back down to the Jackal. There's PN, he's been P10. Just struggled for outright pace. Hey, Smoky Devil P11, so is he. These two having a good scrap. And so, or your two race leaders, that gap does no longer look 1.6 seconds to me. It's 7 tenths. So Joe's just took 9 tenths out of Gary in the middle sector. So as Gary made a mistake somewhere, we're going to be into the final 9 minutes of this race. As they come across the line, Gary, big snap through Brooklands. Mattix on the back of Daz as well. Here we go. Cranky Duckhead on the back of the Jekyll. But it's Gary and Joe down towards Cops Corner through Woodcote for the lead of this race. Joe flashing his lights. He's looking to become a 5-time champion at SimPlay Motorsport. And cannot yet do so. Gets a good run on Gary. He's not going to do it around the outside of Maggots and Beckett's this time, is he? No, backs out of that to Daz. Him and Mattix. Mattix went around the outside of Hypertech. Let's not forget at Cops Corner. I don't think he's close enough this time around. The Jackal and Cranky Duckhead then. As Gary has made a little mistake down towards the hangar straight side by side with Fury. Just looked at Fury's stream on the laptop next to me. See, Gary had made a mistake through Maggots and Beckett's, and Fury takes the lead of this race round the outside on the brakes. Out the hangar straight. Fury leads once again. Gary's mistake costs him there. He now has work to do once again. Jekyll now pushing Daz. He's going to look to the inside of Daz at the hangar straight. In towards Stowe. Daz keeps hold of that place. Oh, big twitch. Cranky Duckhead still behind. Let's go back to Mattix and Daz. As that fight's still raging on. Nothing can be done there though. Gary just losing touch with Fury. Is he going to look to send one into Village? No, he's not. Joe a little deep. Gary a little deep. Oh, Joe deep again at the link. Gary tucks underneath before Aintree. Gary gets back in the lead of this race. So a little mistake there from Joe. And Gary's back in the lead. Back to Daz and Mattix. And in the last 10 minutes, it once again is hotting up here. Mattix going to look on the inside and Daz at the link now. No can do there. What about the cranky duckhead? He's still all over the back of the Jackal. And Joe to the outside of Gary. You're not going to do that around Luffield on Gary 131. Joe's then going to try and take the outside line of Copse. Two Porsches have gone the outside of two Ferraris at Copse corner. Can the BMW do it to the Porsche 992 now? Fury versus Gary once again. Fury's going to look the long way around at Copse corner. Gary gives him the room and respect. They're still side by side. This is absolutely fantastic racing from these two. As down into Maggotts and Beckett's still together, still side by side. Joe gets the move done again. Great racing from the pair of them. Absolutely fantastic. And if this is what we're in for on the PS5 League, I cannot wait, because it is going to be an absolutely epic battle to see these two go at it. Daz to Mattix. Daz still has the upper end. Jackal has pulled a bit of a gap between him and Cranky Duckhead. We've just lost Smoky Devil from this race. So that will be a no score at the end of his championship season. Gary trying to come back on Fury then. Down towards Club once more. 5 minutes 48 remaining. Gary just bounces over the curb a little bit there. What about Daz? Further back, him and Mattix side by side. Mattix going to look round the outside on Daz. Automatic. Is that going to be job done? Through Stowe, down towards Club. Who's later on the brakes? Can Daz hang it around the outside for the second part of this corner? He can a little bit. Mattix on the curb. Daz is still there. And Daz manages to get back in front of Mattix for the final podium spot. What a bit of racing here at the end of Silverstone. The Jackal and Cranky Duckhead going at it as well. Smoky Devil got disconnected. So that's a shame for Smoky Devil there then. Gary's coming back at Fury. Where's this? This is down the Welly straight. Gary's going to have the inside line on the BMW M4 in towards Brooklands. Can he brake later and go up the inside? No, he can't. So Fury manages to hang on there. Does he run a little deep though? At Luffield, I don't think he did. Gary's going to try and tuck underneath. Joe did run wide. Now Gary has the inside line coming towards Woodcote and Copse. And in the final 5 minutes of this race, these two are putting on an absolute spectacle here at Silverstone. The home of British Motorsport, and two of the best British drivers here at SimPlay Motorsport going toe-to-toe. The two-time and the four-time champ scrapping it out on the old airfield here in Northamptonshire. And Joe recovers the lead back at Maggotts. Great little fight between these two. Back down to Daz, who has now lost out to Mattix in that fight. Cranky Duckhead on the back of the Jackal. But what an absolute fight this is at the end of Silverstone here. Is Gary out of fuel or something? Gary looks slow. Gary looks very slow. He's lost 8 tenths from Maggotts to the sector 1 time halfway down the hangar straight. Now, did he just get a poor run through Maggotts and Beckett's, or is Gary close to being limited on fuel here? We'll come back to Gary in a moment, see if he can fight back. Daz has got back ahead of Mattix. But Mattix trying to tuck underneath. What a move that could be at Club. Gets back on the inside for the final part of Club. Pushes Daz a little wide. Daz manages to keep hold of that place. Back down to the Cranky Duckhead now, who he gets to run down the hangar straight. Smokey's back in the lobby, so he should be able to finish this race for 12th place. And Cranky cannot get the job done. Gary's pulled a bit of time back to Fury there then. In fact, he's pulled a lot of time back to Fury now. Right on the back of Fury. Into Brooklands. What a race at the very end. As Fury just opened the door for Gary a little bit more. No, he hasn't. Gary just dips a wheel on the gravel. So Smokey back in. He will score points then for 12th place. Gary on the back of Fury. Daz has got Mattix up the inside of him at Luffield. Where is Mattix? He's there. Daz trying to tuck back underneath. Daz may have tucked back underneath. No, can't get the run out to Luffield. So Mattix stays in front. Cranky Duckhead still can't get past the Jekyll. And Fury into Maggots and Beckett's once again. Has the lead of this race. This is the penultimate lap of this race as well. And Matix and Daz, so fight on for the top 4 spots in this race. What an absolute fantastic end to this. Daz all over the back of Matix, coming through Maggots and Beckett's. And Fury and Gary still going tooth and nail here. Flash of the lights from Fury. This has been a great fight to watch, this has. Absolutely fantastic. Can Gary get another race win at SimPlay Motorsport? Daz just losing out a little bit now. Cranky Duckhead just gets close but can't get the move done. Battle for the lead though. 1 minute 30 left in this race. Still a lot of racing to go. Still one more lap, and it's a long lap this is. So anything can happen, and this is where Joe started to struggle in this race. This section here. Gets it nailed this time. Possibly not as close to the apex as he'd have liked. Gary seemed to have got the better run. Smoky Devil back out the pits and on his way. Now Gary on the back of Joe. Gary's took some famous wins at Silverstone circuits in his sim racing career. I should know, he did one on me. Can he do one on Joe? Has a little wiggle through Brooklands. Nothing major, little scary, but nothing major. Oh, big moment again through Luffield and a bigger twitch. Gary now looks interested. Gary's in the pits! What has happened to Gary? He's got to be lower fuel, so Fury will win this race. Gary may not even get a podium here. Matix and Daz still fighting it out. What has happened to Gary? So Matix is going to come through. Daz is going to come through. Daz will be back on the podium. He probably can't believe his luck. Flem Speed 1's going to get another place. Gary's in. He's dropped. He's away. That was fuel. Much nuts. PS5 now. Where's Hypertech? Gary's off the limiter. Oh, Gary, 1 lap short of fuel. Cranky Duckhead back on the back of the Jackal. Daz back on the rear wing of Matix. But Fury then, he's going to come home to win the championship and win the race once again. What has happened to Gary? 131. Fury won't mind one little bit. It'll be the 3rd win of the season for Fury. Daz having a great scrap here. Back to Cranky Duckhead, who's gone through Cops. He's got the full lap to get past the Jackal. He's going to have a look at Maggots and Beckett's. No can do there. Daz needs to get a little closer. Gary. Well, damage limitation really for Gary down in 6th place. Damage limitation indeed. Daz has just lost out a bit to Matix. Jackal still has Cranky Duckhead there. Where will Cranky make the move? Nowhere at the moment. Although he's going to the outside now, a club switches back for the inside line, laid on the brakes. Cranky Duckhead up the inside, bit of contact, Cranky round. Jackal will hang on to that one, but it is going to be Fury who will be the PS5 champion. Before we end there for the Thursday night series, Joe wins another side series. Great job from him. Matix is going to come home for P2. He's just hung in there over Daz Automatic, who's going to take 3rd. Great result for Matix on his debut. Took pole, takes 2nd place. Daz P3, podium for him. Flem Speed is going to come across the line for P4. Great result for him again. P5 for the Mutsnuts. Gary 131. Well, what happened there? P6. Hypertech P7 had a good race, did Hypertech. He had damage, but he had a good race in this one. It was great to see Hypertech getting the scrap there. The Jackal P8 just didn't have the pace tonight, but will nonetheless come home P8. Cranky Duckhead tried at the end, tried really hard. Is Cranky out of fuel? This could be close with Pien. Nope, Cranky does get there. Pien comes across for P10 at the very, very end. But it is Fury with the donuts who is your race winner. And a great race winner he is as well. Fantastic stuff for Fury. And we hope to get Fury in here for a quick chat. But what a race for Fury there it was. Fantastic to see. A great little battle at the end with him and Gary. It really was fantastic. And fantastic to see your championship standings then at the end of the season look like this. And it goes the way of Fury, who becomes a 5-time champion here at SimPlay Motorsport. Didn't have it his own way tonight, qualified P6, had a good scrap with Gary, but becomes a 5-time champion. 71 points clear of PM Motorsport, who stays in second place out of the Cranky Duckhead. That was only by 6 points. That was a little close. At the end, Mutsnuts finishes P4 on 172. Smoky Devil, P5 in the standings, 1 point clear of Hypertech. Daz Automatic climbs up to 7th. DJ Phil drops to 8th from 3rd. Gary moves into the top 9 with Dean Wisocki with Dean P10. Monkey Boy P11, Alpha Co CB 12th. Tech Leader 13th, Flem Speed 1 P14. Dean Wisocki 15th place. The Jackal P16. Bombrill 17th. Sven Porto. Matix 20th. Green Wolfinator. Mod Dot Legend and E. McKizzle rounding out the rest of the standings. High Life, Bernie Ernie, THG and Ben Crane did not score a point. We'll start with Daz. P3 Daz tonight, led the race. First thing I want to ask is, what happened at Maggots and Beckett's when you was in the lead?
I was watching Gary and Fury. I was just wondering where they were. And then all of a sudden I'm off. Silly schoolboy error.
Just watching the mirrors too much.
Yeah, definitely. I had a second or two gap. I thought, all right, settle down. Looked in my mirror. Wrong place to do it, totally. And paid the price.
Paid the price. Good race, though, because you fell behind the Mutsnuts and Flem Speed 1 as well. Managed to come back to P3 after the stops and was really in a real scrap with Matix at the very end.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Really, really good. After the spin, the car wasn't the same since, even after repairing the damage. I was like a second a lap down compared to qualifying on full fuel.
Yeah.
So I just had to sit it out basically, and he was catching me half a second a lap. But brilliant racing, really, really good. Credit to him.
It was a good fight between you both at the end. It was, ebbing and flowing between the pair of you. He passed you, you got back past him, and really seemed a respectful, great race. P3 though, you finished the season off in P7 in the championship. Highlight of the season for you, and possibly one disappointing. I assume the disappointment will be Donington Park, but a highlight for you for this season?
Imola, I suppose, was really good. It's just nice to mix it with the pro guys. See where you are really.
Yeah.
But I just got a lot of work to do in the off season.
And obviously, you say mix it with the pro boys there. For our new viewers who's new to the PS5, obviously pro being the PS4 league, we're obviously taking that step to PS5 in the new year, where the qualification will start for Pro and Pro-Am to see where the driver's pace will lie. Does this give you a good confidence booster thinking that Pro is on the cards in the new year for PS5?
Yeah, I got to aim there, definitely.
Well, Daz, P3 tonight, congratulations, well done on your evening's racing.
Well done, Joe. Great championship, mate, well done.
And we'll speak with PM Motorsport. We've not spoke with PN all season, but we'll quickly speak with PN. P2 probably wasn't even in your thoughts. Probably a top 5 wasn't in your thoughts at the beginning of this season. So to come away with second place, you'll take that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I got second in AM as well, didn't I? On the PS4. Bit of a odd season, really.
Yeah, a bit of an odd season. Just talk us through your night tonight. The Ferraris, all of them, just didn't seem to have anything tonight.
No, you don't want to hear the words I was saying about the game and everything in my stream. It was not nice. I don't know what's going on, because it gets about 10 minutes in and then all of a sudden the PS4 version does the same. It just loses pace. And it was like, my lines are no different. Nothing's no different. The pressures are okay. Why is the car doing this?
Yeah. All the Ferraris tonight, though, seemed to struggle. So do you think it was a Ferrari problem tonight? The BMWs and Porsche looked really good, and obviously the McLaren in Daz's hand. The Honda as well seemed to have a bit of struggle.
Yeah, well, I kind of missed my Bentley. Not gonna lie.
Obviously,
or my V12 Aston.
Pien, we're obviously a bit unsure on plans for the new year. Obviously, personal things at home to see whether you're racing or not next year. If you are racing next year, do you have any cars sort of lined up that you're going to be looking to try?
Front engined.
There we go.
That's all I'm saying. Front engined.
Pien, second place in the championship. Congratulations this season.
Yeah, cheers.
And we go now to your 5-time champion, 4 times a side champion. Someone's going to have to stop him. Someone is going to have to stop him. That is a fact. Joe, you've done it again. You've done it in the BMW M4. Also, I'd just like to point out that is now your second championship in that colour scheme.
What can I say? SimPlay Racing, eh?
Hey, I don't think Dan's going to race that next season, possibly. Oh. No, 5 times a champion now at SimPlay. You've not had an easy season. You had the fight with Sven and Porto back at Monza. Imola was a pretty dominant race for yourself. You had a great battle with Gary at Donington. You had the fight with Gary, Flemspeed and the Jekyll at Snetterton last week. And then tonight, you come in, 1 qualifying lap, bit of a scrap with Daz early on, and a massive scrap once again with Gary.
Yeah, I know. It's not. This is why I like the PS5. It's a lot more close racing. You know, the car's more like fair match because everyone runs the new ones. Some suit the certain tracks. Majority of them suit them all. But considering that this PS5 season's been a lot of fun and it's been a lot of close racing, it's made it a lot more interesting. Yeah, I can't wait for it to come in the new year.
Can't wait for it to come in the new year. Now, I just want to point out 2 occasions you and Gary were side by side through Cops, side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. We all know Gary 131. He's one of the most cleanest drivers at SimPlay Motorsport. You know you can race fair with Gary. He's a bit like D Biggs. That was fantastic from the pair review through Cops and Maggots and Beckett's. Let's think back to 2021. Christian Horner. You can't overtake at Cops Corner. You and Gary twice tonight have gone side by side through there and probably the trickiest parts over to Maggots and Beckett's.
Yes, well, what can I say? Red Bull don't know what they're doing.
Obviously.
They know how to build a car, but they don't know how to race it.
5 times a champion though, Joe. You know, the second most amount of championships now at SimPlay Motorsport. Behind Dan, who's now a 7-time champion. You've got to be looking favoured. You know, you've got to be going into the PS5 series thinking that you can win that in the new year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously PS5 just feels like so much smoother. I don't know what it is. I know it's basically the PC version just toned down a little bit for console, but it still feels so much better than PS4. PS4 just felt really like laggy, groggy, like, you know.
Yeah.
It might have been the faster version out of all of them, but the way it felt was just not fun.
Now, one thing that I felt when we did that small PS4 championship on ACC before we went there was I felt winning that gave me the confidence in the Bentley to go into season 1 of Pro and take the fight, and we, you know, missed one, took the fight to De Silva till the very end of the season. You've now done the same on the PS5 version in the M4. Does that give you the confidence in the new year that if you stick with the M4, there is an opportunity of a championship in Pro? We know you've been the bridesmaid on so many occasions in Pro. Does this give you that chance to elevate yourself to champion and win an actual main event series, not just one on the side?
I really, really want to like win a Pro championship. I've been trying for like the last year and a half, 2 years, ever since I moved from Pro Am to Pro, and it's just never happened.
How many times have you been top 5, top 2 or 3 in a season? You know, and this going into the new year has to be your best chance.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait just to have a grid like there has been. I think it was last week we had about 20 cars on the grid.
Yeah.
That that was insane, but also really, really fun to race.
And when we think of the drivers, you've got Daz, who's possibly going to make that step up into the Pro Series. Myself and Dan possibly, or hopefully going to be there. We've got the likes of Flem Speed 1, who's clearly got pace. Muts Nuts coming back, who's got pace. Gary looks like he's got pace on the PS5 version. So many more new faces that could be coming in. Obviously, the week before Christmas, people may be away, maybe getting last-minute bits done ready for that. You can kind of understand the shorter grid. But the bigger grids could be fantastic, and we've overtaken other drivers like that on the grid. It could be an interesting pro season to watch. It could be between 10 or 15 drivers to win the championship.
I mean, this is what I mean. The fact that we can have a bigger grid, and it feels like, obviously, people will turn around and say, oh, yeah, the PS4 version's terrible. It was okay, like, it was raceable, but nothing compared to the PS5. So the fact that we could have a bigger grid, a lot more people fighting for a championship, and a lot more variety of cars on the grid.
Yeah.
It's gonna change the whole race.
It's going to change at all, indeed.
Scene.
Well, Joe, congratulations on becoming a 5-time champion. Well done on this season. Well done to PN on the P2 and Daz for his P3 on the night. PN P2 in the championship. Congratulations as well to Cranky Duckhead for P3. We will see you, though, in the new year. Keep your eyes out on our social media for any special events. In the meantime, keep your eyes out as well this weekend. I imagine there is an admin meeting on Thursday night, so I imagine keep your eyes out on social media this weekend for the dates of a qualification period or even the season calendar and what the calendar may look like at this weekend. So keep your eyes out on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook for that. Go and make sure you follow the pages over there for that. Make sure if you want to get involved in the racing next season, you sign up to the Discord. Go to search SimPlay Motorsport. You'll find it in the link on YouTube. You'll find it on the SimGrid website as well. Make sure you're on the SimGrid website following us on there so that you can be registered for that event. Sign-up sheets will go out when we have dates confirmed. If you also want to get involved with SimPlay Motorsport in any behind-the-scenes kind of activity, get on the Discord as well. There is a job application page, stewarding, commentating, anything on there. Get involved here at SimPlay Motorsport as we will. Is that Fury's granddad on the circuit next year? No, that's PN. I thought that was Fury's granddad's Lamborghini there. It's PN, 1 and 2 in the championship. So make sure you join us for that one in the new year. It's been a pleasure this season. We've had Joe win the GT4s. We've had Fury win the GT4s and the PS5 GT3s. We had Baraba win in Am. We had Unorthodox win in Pro-Am. We had the Ripper win in Pro. Will we crown a new champion in the new year? Or will it be the same drivers to continue their dominance here at SimPlay Motorsport? I've been Mathew Duffin. Thank you all for watching this year. What a year it has been. We hit the 500 subscriber mark. I wish we hit 500,000. We hit the 500 subscriber mark. We've gained so many followers in this past season, in this past 10 weeks. We thank you all so very much here from the whole community and the whole channel. But from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, have a great Christmas and a fantastic New Year. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.